What happens when a cinematic legend known for his stoic conviction steps onto the set of a daytime talk show host notorious for her sharp-tongued provocations? Liam Neeson thought he was joining The View to promote his latest film, Naked Gun, a bold comedic reboot that had fans buzzing. But what unfolded was a scorching confrontation that left the audience stunned, producers in a panic, and the internet exploding with reactions. This wasn't just an interview gone wrong. It was a fierce battle over character, faith, and Hollywood's moral compass that turned a promotional segment into a cultural firestorm. Subscribe and drop a comment below, because this showdown escalates with every word, and you won't believe how it ends. Liam Neeson walked onto the View set, greeted by warm applause, ready to discuss his surprising comedic turn in Naked Gun. But Whoopi Goldberg quickly pivoted the conversation into a heated debate about his public persona, his faith-driven roles, and the relevance of his values in modern Hollywood. Whoopi Goldberg kicked off. "Welcome back to The View. We've got Liam Neeson here, star of Naked Gun, taking a big swing at comedy. But Liam, let's get real. Isn't it a bit odd for a guy known for gritty action and playing holy figures to be cracking jokes in 2025? Liam responded, "Thanks for having me, Whoopi. I like to challenge myself. Naked Gun is about bringing joy. And I've always believed in stories that lift people up, whether they're action or comedy." Whoopi pressed, "Lift people up, sure, but your roles, like in The Passion of the Christ or Schindler's List, lean heavy on faith and morality. Don't you think that's a bit preachy for today's audience?" Liam countered, "Preachy? I'm telling stories that ask big questions about courage, redemption, faith. Why does that make you so uneasy, Whoopi?" The audience murmured, sensing the shift, as Whoopi leaned in. "Uneasy? Not at all, but I wonder if you're just playing to a crowd that already buys into your whole righteous hero vibe. Isn't that a bit safe?" Liam's voice stayed calm. "Safe? I take risks every time I step into a role. The Chosen and Naked Gun both push me to show different sides of humanity. Faith isn't about safety, it's about truth. Have you watched my work? Or are you just assuming it's all sermons?" Whoopi smirked. "I've seen enough to know you're selling a certain brand of virtue, Liam, and I'm curious. Do you think Hollywood needs more of your moral crusader act? Or is it time to move on from that?" Liam replied, "Hollywood needs stories that mean something. Whoopi, my faith guides my choices, but I'm not here to preach. I'm here to connect. Why does that seem to bother you so much?" The audience chuckled lightly, but Whoopi pushed back. "Bother me? Hardly, but let's be honest. Your whole man of principle shtick feels a bit dated when most folks are skeptical of organized religion these days, don't you think?" Liam's tone grew firmer. "Dated? Compassion, integrity, standing up for what's right. Those never go out of style. My work in Naked Gun shows even comedy can carry heart. Why do you feel the need to mock that?" Whoopi scoffed. "Mock? I'm just asking questions, Liam. Isn't that what we do here? Or do you only like softballs that let you play the saint?" Liam fired back. "Questions are fine, but you're not asking, you're judging. My career's about showing humanity, not playing a saint. Why can't you engage with that instead of taking cheap shots?" The audience gasped, the tension rising, as Whoopi leaned forward. "Cheap shots? Come on, Liam. You've built a career on playing larger-than-life heroes. You don't get to act like you're above scrutiny just because you've got a cross in your pocket." Liam responded, "Scrutiny's one thing, Whoopi, but you're dismissing faith like it's a prop. I've played roles that challenge me to dig into what it means to be human. The Gray was about survival. Naked Gun is about laughter. But they all come from a place of belief. Why does that threaten you?" Whoopi shot back. "Threaten? Please, I'm just saying your whole guided by faith thing feels like a marketing ploy. You're not exactly reaching out to the atheists in the room, are you?" Liam countered, "Actually, my work speaks to everyone. I've had fans from all walks tell me The Chosen moved them, not because it's religious, but because it's real. Have you ever tried listening to those stories? Or are you too busy poking fun?" The audience clapped softly, but Whoopi pressed on. Poking fun? I'm keeping it real, Liam. Your brand of faith might work for some, but don't you think it's a bit much to expect everyone to buy into your spiritual hero act? Liam's voice sharpened. I don't expect anyone to buy anything. Whoopi, I'm an actor, not a preacher. My job is to tell stories that make people feel, think, maybe even question. Why do you keep reducing it to a caricature? Whoopi laughed. A caricature? That's rich. You're the one playing Jesus types and now a slapstick cop. Maybe stick to one lane, Liam. Or is this whole faith thing just a way to dodge the tough stuff? Liam fired back. Tough stuff? I've tackled grief, loss, redemption in my roles. Naked Gun shows I can laugh at myself too. What's tough is you dismissing belief like it's a joke. Why can't you respect what drives people? The audience's murmurs grew louder, the air crackling, as Whoopi leaned in. Respect? I respect truth, Liam, and I'm not sure your rose-colored faith fits in a world that's moved past old-school dogma. Don't you think it's time to evolve? Liam responded, evolve? Faith isn't about dogma, it's about hope, something I bring to every role, from Taken to Naked Gun. You're not challenging me, Whoopi. You're mocking millions who find meaning in belief. Why does that make you so smug? The audience gasped again, the debate now a full-on clash, as Whoopi shot back. Smug? I'm just saying, Liam, your whole man of faith routine feels like a crutch. Maybe it's time to step out of the church and into the real world. Don't you agree? Liam's voice dropped. The real world? I've lived it, Whoopi. My roles reflect it. Pain, joy, struggle, faith. You're not calling me out. You're exposing your own bias, and that's the real shame here. Whoopi Goldberg fired back. Shame? You're calling me out for bias when you're the one pushing the faith agenda on a comedy like Naked Gun? Come on, Liam. Isn't that just a way to sneak your beliefs into everything? Liam Neeson shot back. Sneak? I'm upfront about who I am, Whoopi. I bring heart to every role, whether it's Taken or Naked Gun. Faith isn't an agenda, it's my compass. Why do you keep twisting that into something sneaky? Whoopi scoffed. Twisting? I'm just saying, Liam, your whole man of principle act feels like a sales pitch. You're not saving souls with slapstick, so why drag religion into it? Liam responded, I'm not dragging anything. My work reflects what I believe, that people can find meaning in laughter or pain. Why do you insist on mocking that instead of engaging with it? The audience clapped, but Whoopi leaned in. Engaging? I'm engaging, Liam. I'm asking if your faith shtick is just a way to dodge the real world, where people don't all buy into your spiritual vibe. Liam's voice sharpened. Real world? I've played men facing death, loss, redemption in the gray. Schindler's List. Even Naked Gun has heart. You're not questioning me. You're dismissing millions who find hope in faith. Why does that make you so smug? Whoopi snapped. Smug? I'm keeping it real, Liam. Your Jesus vibes might work for your fans, but don't pretend it's universal truth. Most of us moved past that dogma years ago. Liam countered. Dogma? Faith is about hope, not rules. My roles show that. From saving lives in Taken to making people laugh in Naked Gun, you're not calling out dogma, you're ridiculing belief. Why can't you see the difference? Whoopi laughed. Ridiculing? I'm just saying, Liam, maybe stick to action flicks or comedy. Leave the preaching to pastors. Don't you think that's better for everyone? Liam fired back. Preaching? I'm an actor, not a pastor. My job is to tell stories that hit the heart. The Chosen does that. Naked Gun does that. You're not critiquing my work, you're attacking my faith. Why does it bother you so much? Whoopi shot back. Bother? It doesn't bother me, Liam, but your whole holy warrior act feels like a crutch. You can't just wave a cross and expect everyone to cheer. This is The View, not Sunday school. Liam responded, a crutch? Faith got me through tougher times than this interview, Whoopi. It's in every role I take, from Batman Begins to Naked Gun. You're not challenging me. You're mocking what gives people hope, and that's low. Whoopi leaned forward. Low? I'm asking tough questions, Liam. Something you don't seem used to. Maybe your fans eat up your saintly act, but I'm not buying it. Why should I? Liam's voice grew firmer. You don't have to buy anything. Whoopi, my work speaks for itself. The Chosen moves people because it's honest, not because it's selling anything. Why can't you respect that instead of turning it into a punchline? Whoopi scoffed. Respect? I respect truth, Liam, and your truth feels like a fairy tale to half the country. Don't you think it's time to step out of the Bible and into reality? Liam countered. Reality? Reality? I've faced reality in every role, from fighting for justice in Schindler's List to finding humor in Naked Gun. Faith is my reality, not a fairy tale. Why do you keep reducing it to a joke? The audience cheered, but Whoopi pressed on. A joke? I'm just saying, Liam. Your whole guided by faith thing feels like a brand, not a belief. You're not fooling anyone with that holy glow. Liam responded, a brand? I've spent my career taking risks, from Rob Roy to Naked Gun, because I believe in stories that matter. You're not exposing me. You're exposing your own cynicism. Why can't you have a real conversation instead of this? Whoopi snapped. Real conversation? I'm giving you real, Liam. Your faith might sell tickets, but don't pretend it's the answer to everything. People want reason, not sermons. Don't you get that? Liam fired back. Reason? Faith and reason aren't enemies, Whoopi. My roles show that. The Chosen asks questions. Naked Gun brings joy. You're not asking for reason. You're demanding I abandon my beliefs. Why is that your goal? Whoopi laughed. Abandon? I'm just saying, Liam. Maybe tone down the Jesus act. It's not like you're saving the world with your movies, are you? Liam's voice dropped. Saving the world? I'm not trying to. I'm trying to tell stories that make people feel, think, hope. You're not debating me, Whoopi. You're belittling what millions hold dear. And that's where you're losing this. Whoopi shot back. Losing? I'm just keeping it honest, Liam. Your faith might work for you, but don't expect everyone to bow to it. This is a talk show, not a revival tent. Liam countered. Honest? You invited me here to talk Naked Gun, but you're attacking my beliefs. That's not honesty. That's an ambush. Why can't you admit you're just looking for a fight? The audience clapped louder, sensing the clash reaching a breaking point as Whoopi leaned in. A fight? I'm doing my job, Liam. Asking questions your fans don't. Maybe you're just too used to being worshipped to handle it. Liam responded. Worshipped? I'm an actor, not a god. My work in The Chosen and Naked Gun is about connecting with people, not being above them. You're not asking questions, you're mocking faith to score points, and that's pathetic. Whoopi snapped. Pathetic? That's rich, Liam. You're the one leaning on a 2,000-year-old story to stay relevant. Maybe try something new instead of hiding behind your cross. Liam fired back. Hiding? I'm out here taking risks, from Love Actually to Naked Gun, because I believe in stories, not agendas. You're the one hiding behind cheap shots. Why can't you face me without them? The audience roared, the tension at its peak, as Whoopi stood up. Cheap shots? I'm calling it like I see it, Liam. Your faith act doesn't work here. Maybe stick to movies and leave the preaching to someone else. Liam stood too. Preaching? I came here to talk about my work, but you made it about my soul. You're not exposing me, Whoopi. You're showing everyone how low you'll go to win, and that's on you. Whoopi shouted. Low? I'm keeping it real, Liam. If you can't handle it, maybe you shouldn't be here. This is my show, and I say what's real. Liam responded. Your show? You invited me, then attacked me. I'm not here to play your game, Whoopi. I'm here to stand for something, and you can't take that away. The audience cheered wildly as Whoopi pointed to the exit. Stand for something. Then stand somewhere else, Liam. Get off my set if you can't handle the truth. Liam Neeson stood his ground, the air crackling with defiance as Whoopi Goldberg's demand to leave the view echoed through the studio. Her words a desperate attempt to reclaim control after a debate that had spiraled into a full-blown clash over faith and authenticity. The confrontation, sparked by Liam's defense of his career and beliefs against Whoopi's biting skepticism, had reached a boiling point, with both refusing to back down, their voices sharp and unyielding. Producers scrambled to manage the chaos, but the cameras kept rolling, capturing every word of a moment that would redefine both their legacies. Subscribe and share your thoughts below, because this final act delivers a showdown so raw, so real, it'll leave you questioning who truly won and why it matters. Liam fired back. Your truth, Whoopi? You call this truth? You invited me to talk Naked Gun, then turned it into a sermon against my faith. That's not hosting, that's bullying, and I'm not here for it. Whoopi shot back. Bullying? Please, Liam, I'm asking questions your fans won't. You can't just wave your faith like a shield and expect a free pass. This is The View. We dig deep, Liam countered. Dig deep? You're not digging, you're attacking. I've spent my career telling stories, from Schindler's List to Naked Gun, that make people feel, think, hope. You're not challenging me. You're mocking what millions hold sacred. Why can't you see that? Whoopi laughed. Sacred? Come on, Liam. Your whole holy warrior act is a Hollywood gimmick. You're not saving souls with a comedy flick. So why pretend it's some divine mission? Liam's voice grew sharper. Pretend? I've never pretended, Whoopi. My roles in The Chosen and Naked Gun come from the same place. A belief in stories that lift people up. You're not exposing a gimmick. You're showing your own bias, and it's ugly. Whoopi snapped. Bias? I'm keeping it real, Liam. Your faith might sell tickets, but don't expect me to bow to it. This isn't a church. It's a talk show. Liam responded. Real? You call mocking my beliefs real? I came here to talk about my work, but you made it about my soul. That's not journalism. That's a hit job, and you know it. The audience clapped loudly, emboldening Liam, as Whoopi leaned in. A hit job? I'm doing my job, Liam, asking why you lean so hard into this faith thing. Maybe it's time to try something that doesn't feel so preachy. Liam countered. Preachy? My work's about humanity, Whoopi. Taken was about protecting. The Gray was about surviving. Naked Gun is about laughing. Faith ties it all together. Why does that make you so defensive? Whoopi scoffed. Defensive? I'm just saying, Liam. Your whole man of God routine feels like a crutch. You can't expect everyone to buy into your spiritual crusade. Liam fired back. Crusade? I'm an actor, not a zealot. My roles ask questions. They don't dictate answers. You're not debating me. You're ridiculing belief to score points. And that's where you're losing this. Whoopi shouted. Losing? I'm giving you a platform, Liam, and you're whining because I won't roll over for your Jesus act. Maybe you're not cut out for tough questions. Liam's voice dropped. Tough questions? You're not asking, you're attacking. I've faced tougher critics than you, Whoopi, but they at least respected what drives me. You're just tearing it down for laughs, and that's pathetic. Whoopi snapped. Pathetic? That's rich, Liam. You're the one clinging to a 2,000-year-old fairy tale to stay relevant. Maybe try something new instead of preaching through your movies. Liam responded. Preaching? I'm telling stories, from Rob Roy to Naked Gun, that make people feel something. You're not exposing me. You're exposing your own cynicism. Why can't you face that? Whoopi laughed. Cynicism? I'm just saying, Liam, your faith might work for you, but don't expect me to cheer for it. This is The View, not a revival tent. Liam stood taller. Revival tent? You invited me here, then ambushed me. I'm not here to play your game, Whoopi. I'm here to stand for something, and you can't take that away. Whoopi pointed to the exit. Stand for something? Then stand somewhere else. Liam, get off my set if you can't handle the heat. This is my show, and I decide what's real. Liam fired back. Your show? You made it a circus, Whoopi. I came to talk about my work, but you attacked my faith. Now you're kicking me off because I won't bow to your cheap shots. That's on you. Whoopi shouted. Cheap shots? I'm keeping it honest, Liam. If you can't take it, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Liam responded. Honest? You call mocking my beliefs honest? I'm leaving, not because you're kicking me out, but because I respect myself too much to stay in this trap. Liam turned to the audience. You all saw this. I came to share my work. Naked Gun, The Chosen, stories about hope, laughter, life, but she made it about tearing down what I believe. Ask yourselves, who's really trying to connect here? And who's just chasing drama? The audience roared with applause as Liam walked off, leaving Whoopi standing, her voice faltering as she tried to pivot. Well, folks, that's what happens when you bring heat to the view. We'll be right back. Producers cut to commercial, but the damage was done, Liam's words echoing as he exited, his dignity unshaken. Social media exploded instantly, clips of the clash going viral, with hashtags like #Liam vs Whoopi trending worldwide. Fans praising Liam's calm conviction, saying, Neeson just schooled Whoopi on respect. News outlets ran headlines. Liam Neeson walks off the view in faith-fueled showdown, analyzing how Whoopi's attack backfired, exposing her bias instead of Liam's. Commentators noted Liam's grace, defending his faith-driven roles without stooping to insults, while Whoopi's mockery alienated viewers who valued belief. Her team issued a weak statement about spirited debates, but it couldn't quell the backlash, as fans called her out for turning a promotional segment into a personal vendetta. Liam stayed silent, letting his exit speak, his reputation not just intact but elevated, as fans rallied around his integrity. The clash became a cultural touchstone, sparking debates about faith and media, with Liam's stand resonating as a call for respect over ridicule. He'd come to promote Naked Gun, but left as a beacon of principle, proving authenticity trumps cynicism. Whoopi lost ground, her credibility dented by her own aggression, a reminder that mocking belief doesn't win hearts. Years later, this moment would be remembered as Liam's triumph, a testament to standing firm, while Whoopi's ambush became a cautionary tale, showing that cheap shots crumble against conviction.
Thank you for watching our channel Modern Stories. If you liked our video, you should subscribe for more amazing videos like this. Have a healthy and happy day. See you in the next one.